wasn't peaceful. You know,
What's what happened at the end of the concert with Jasmine and Mendeecees and Gandy?
I heard about it after. That's why I seen a little tension coming in.
I didn't mention
Hey, you
that.
speak to
Yeah,
Cole?
I told Kirk. Okay, let me stop everything here.
He never told you that we almost got into a whole physical altercation?
No.
I'm sorry I wanted to, but that was gonna be shaky ground for me. I didn't say about it because we was just communicating again.
Girl, let me tell you something, because I came here feeling away. You see how Bailey, I gave you a real half-ass hug. Don't be half-hugging me and I'm...
The vibrant reggae singer was backstage getting ready for her performance at a charity event on a normal Atlanta afternoon, when the air was heavy with excitement for the evening ahead. The audience was excited to hear her most recent hits. Spice was thinking about something else. She had been observing a change between her two best friends, Kirk Frost and me, Harris, for weeks now, and their once easy friendship was starting to feel strained. Kirk and Mies were well-known figures in Atlanta's music scene, and although they had always been close, Spice sensed that something deeper was going on between them. They had stopped hanging out as much as they used to, and whenever they crossed paths, their interactions were chilly and almost distant. The tension between them hadn't gone unnoticed by others either. But Spice was a woman of action who couldn't stand seeing her two friends at odds, especially when she knew they had too much history together to let something tear them apart. So tonight, she decided she would expose the true tension and force both men to confront it head-on. The event was packed with excitement, and Spice took the stage, commanding the attention of everyone. Mutual friends had been whispering about it for weeks, but no one seemed brave enough to call them out. As she started performing, the audience erupted in excitement, her voice resonating throughout the space. However, after a few songs, she stopped and looked around the room. Her eyes fell on Kirk and me, who were seated at opposite ends of the room. She could tell they were aware of her presence, and that was precisely what she wanted. Resuming her microphone grab, Spice spoke to them. "I believe it's time for us to discuss something that I've been observing between my two brothers." She spoke in a kind yet mischievous tone. Kirk and Mrs. Spice weren't known for her subtlety, but tonight her boldness seemed to take on a new level. The two men exchanged uncertain glances, but they both stood up and made their way toward the stage. As they got closer, there was an awkward air between them, a sort of unspoken distance that only Spice seemed to comprehend. "I see you both, and I know something's off, so we're going to clear the air tonight," Spice said, turning to Kirk first. "Look, I'm sick of acting like everything's fine when it's obviously not." "What's going on, Kirk? You've been aloof lately. I know drama is nothing new to you, but this feels different." "I'm not sure what to say to you, Spice," Kirk said with a mix of confusion and frustration in his eyes. "Simply put, Mies has been acting strangely lately, as if he has something to prove or something, even though we have known each other for ages. Lately, it seems like he has been disparaging. He responds to me whenever he can with a calm yet firm tone. It's not about throwing shade at Kirk, it's about respect. I've been building my own empire and doing my own thing, and it feels like you've been acting like I owe you something because of the past. I'm not trying to compete with you, but I'm not going to let you treat me like I'm beneath you either." The crowd shifted uneasily as they sensed the candidness of the conversation. __ stood between them. Arms crossed, her gaze flitting between the two men. "This is what I mean when she said, 'You two have a history, and I understand that. But it's not about who's done more or who's been through more. It's about respect, and neither of you is showing that to the other right now." As if the thought had finally occurred to him, Kirk's expression softened. "I understand that I may have been too preoccupied lately and that I've been feeling underappreciated, as if people have forgotten what I've done for this city, but it's not that I don't respect you. I do, but I have my own family to look after, so I can't always be there for you the way I used to be. That doesn't mean I'm leaving you behind, it just means that for the first time in a long time, I'm focused on my own path." Anne's expression changed from one of toughness to vulnerability. "I've been grinding, Kirk." Tension between them was not the result of malice, but rather of ego miscommunication, and the weight of their respective responsibilities. They did not view each other as rivals, but rather as two individuals who had simply lost their way in the middle of their own struggles. Spice grinned, relieved to see them at last being honest. "This is what I needed to hear," she said, her voice warm. "You two have accomplished amazing things, but sometimes you forget that it's not about one person bearing the burden. The goal is to support one another rather than bring one another down." Kirk looked at the hand that Em was holding out. "I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to give you the impression that you owed me anything. Let's proceed together." I paused for a second before giving Kirk a firm handshake. "Everything is well, man." This space took a step back. Her heart was light, and she had accomplished what she had come here to do: reunite two friends. The audience applauded, sensing the resolution, and the evening continued with a fresh sense of solidarity for Em's and Kirk's. It marked a new chapter in their friendship, one based on mutual respect, understanding, and a readiness to move on from the past. For Spice, it was another instance of knowing when to intervene, reminding them of their value, and demonstrating that sometimes talking things out is the most effective thing you can do.
You know, what's what happened at the end of the concert with Jasmine and Mendeecees and Gambi?
I heard about it after. That's why I seen a little tension coming in.
I didn't mention
Didn't you
that.
speak to Cole?
I told Kirk. Okay, here, let me stop everything here.
He never told you that we almost got into a whole physical altercation?
No.
I'm sorry I wanted to, but that was gonna be shaky ground for me. I didn't say about it because we was just communicating again.
Girl, let me tell you something, because I came here feeling away. You see how Billy, I gave you a real half-ass.
It was a normal Atlanta afternoon, and the air was heavy with excitement for the evening. The vibrant and vivacious reggae singer was backstage getting ready for her performance at a charity event, and the audience was excited to hear her most recent hits. Spice was distracted by something else. She had been observing a change in her relationship with Kirk Frost and Mendeecees, two of her closest friends, for weeks. Their once easy friendship was starting to feel strained, as if something were being withheld. Spice wasn't one to shy away from drama. However, she was also aware of when something needed to be addressed. Kirk and Mies were both well known in Atlanta's music scene, and although they had always been close, Spice sensed that something deeper was going on between them. They had stopped hanging out as much as they used to, and whenever they saw each other, their interactions were chilly and almost distant. Their tension hadn't gone unnoticed by others. Their mutual friends had been chatting about it for weeks, but no one seemed brave enough to confront them. Spice, on the other hand, couldn't bear to see her two friends fighting.